live. All right, guys, welcome back to Midnight Alley, the official year 3, the King in Shadow. Let's see. Last session, we opened up with Kovanen and Zazie, continuing their conversation with the lady about a few things. For starters, Aurora. She's like, hey, Aurora's my sister. I need to bring her back to the Dreamlands. Hey, turns out that she's the next lady. Winter is about to die. Blah, blah, blah. One of the 5 ladies, Kovanen's like 5. She's like, yeah, don't worry about it. And he's like, okay, whatever. Not cool, but, I'll figure it out some other time. Zazie was like, no way, dude. I'm not bringing her to the Mons. No, not cool. She's like, that's totally not what I was thinking. And then Zazie's like, oh, all right. And then they kind of like hugged it out a little bit and everything was cool. There was a brief period after that where Kovanen and Zazie discussed his construct, the 5 that sleep, that act as the retainers of the dream world, the Dreamlands. And Zazie was kind of blown away by, like, wow, they're like aging and sacrificing themselves to this. I don't want you to have to do this. And that was kind of a little bit of a drop off as they were heading back into the attic to where they're going to open up today, where Voss is going to be making his way into the Mons, and we're going to do a little character introduction for the new Zazie after. After that, we had a little bit of a follow-up as well with the other crew. Rose and Lucien, primarily, were hanging out with the family for basically a closeout on the Energy Conference expedition with some of the members of Zamra's family in attendance as well. Kind of an interesting conversation between Lucien and the grandparents, like, hey, you guys have been spending a lot of time together, it's making me feel uncomfortable, and I don't want you guys to bang. And they're like, haha, we're not doing that. And then Lucien's like, yeah, okay, but seriously, don't do it. And then, they're like, okay, fine, we won't do it. And he was convinced. Around that time, there was a conversation going on between Zamra and the captain of their ship, because Eli was fucking with him, drunk, saying that he needs to ask for more money. Zamra's doing that. Rose and Lucien at this point begin to realize, oh, hey, these other fucking people that are here are the remaining members of the Energy Conference that were supposedly murdered in, I don't know, somewhere in the Shadow Marches, to the east of Zarashak during the expedition heading towards Cutter's Mouth. Somewhere around...
The dude with the way too normal name said that it happened in where the fuck is Rose from again?
Cutter's Mouth?
Cutter's Mouth.
Yeah, it was in the mines to the north of there, in Baylor's Sorrow or something like that. There's like a huge...
Balinar Sorrow.
Balinar Sorrow, thank you. Yeah, it's like a huge crater, and it happened there. House Deneath was involved in the investigation, and, some wrong people were blamed. Turns out one of those people was lucky. They didn't actually get murdered at all. It turns out it was actually a bunch of miners that got murdered. They got away, but Carlisle, from what you can tell, was missing. Jack Brady thinks he's still alive. The doctor, honestly, I can't remember exactly how the doctor phrased things, but basically it was like, hey, I'm, kind of over all this. I'm going to go do my own stuff out in somewhere in Corvair. Dr. Penhew was very disconnected from everything. Sorry, Sir Penhew was very disconnected from everything. Apparently he was from Aendair, probably returning there, but not very affirmative on any information he gave. They conducted a pretty heavy investigation on these guys, interrogation right in the street, busted out Zone of Truth and a couple other techniques to really extract as much information as they could. At that point, they kind of bottled up a little bit and stuck to their stories and, really didn't share too much information after that point. Just answered questions basically yes or no, or repeated things they had already said. Then the Lucien and Rose crew let them leave, and that was about where we left things off. So, I'd like to open this session with Kovanen returning to the Mons as Voss, the valet, the What's the right word? Butler's not the right word. I feel like valet probably is. Butler. I guess butler.
I don't know.
Me neither. What's the guy who like runs a house called?
The guy who runs the house.
The steward.
Oh,
The housekeeper, steward.
Yeah, the steward of the manse. So, go ahead. How does this transpire between now and the time where you guys broke off in the attics of the library and
well,
whatnot?
I'm sure Kovanen and Zazie would have spoken about her character. He's like, you got the appearance down. You like, you got the mannerisms. Okay, you good? Okay, great. And then he heads to the manse as good old Voss. Well, unless they've beefed up security to the point where he can't even get into the gate, he'll walk up to the house.
Yeah, it's pretty standard morning. You would this be the next morning, or are you going to be approaching in the evening? What time of day would you make your entrance?
This will be in this will be in the morning. So Zazie slash mystery person mystery new maid lady can
Sure.
arrive later in the afternoon.
Okay.
So Kovanen can help set the scene, prepare for her arrival, all that good stuff.
Bibbies.
Where the fuck is the Mons? Well, while you describe that, and we walk through that, I'm gonna go ahead and upload the Mons, because apparently that's not on here.
Upload the. Oh, jeez, you can get rid of the mods. Anyway, so Voss is human male, barely over average height. Not barely, he's a little bit higher, taller than average, I guess.
Yeah.
Appears to be middle-aged. He's got a full beard, somewhat short, thick head of brown hair. Got his sensible traveling clothes on. He's kind of like a kind Jeff Bridges looking type. Walks up the driveway while looking around to make sure nobody's pointing crossbows at him out of a window or anything like that. And knocks on the door to the manse.
All right. So there's really not much going on as you approach. You don't hear any sounds of activity. You don't see any movement in the windows. And when you knock on the door, you don't hear any sort of response. Seems pretty dead.
All right. I'll try the door. Is it locked? I'm gonna open the door.
The door is not locked.
Well, he'll open the door. Let himself right on in. Take in the sight of the grand foyer. A little, what's that big old room at the bottom of the stairs called? Is that the foyer? It's
The
huge.
grand vestibule, the
Sure.
antechamber. Yeah, it's kind of.
Antechamber. He'll take in the sights. It's been a little while since he's really been in. Inhale and smell the place, see the place. Are there signs that it's been inhabited by, I don't know, a rowdy bunch of teenagers who don't pick up after themselves or anything like that?
So as you enter the the grand vestibule, you don't really see any sort of signs of disarray. You hear some sounds coming from the kitchens. That's about it. Nothing upon entry seems to be in disorder.
Ah, I'm big. well, he will head towards the kitchen while loudly asking for Miss Crow, by chance. Hello?
Little head pokes out the
You-
door. Hello? Oh. Come in here. She...
Give your best, Mrs. Doubtfire, for Mrs. Crow.
Hello!
She's,
Why don't you come in here, dear?
she's not having this Doubtfire voice. She's the kind of old lady.
I'm just kidding. Just fucking with Steve. So she gestures for you to come into the kitchens.
Yeah, I hurry in. I hustle in.
Well, I didn't expect to see you here today. Is everything all right?
Yeah, everything's fine. Obviously I've been away for a bit, short time. But I'm happy to announce I'll be back for a bit, and here later today I will have some help for you.
Whew.
Have you an assistant coming on today?
Oh dear, that would be a great help. I've been pulling a lot of weight around here myself, and it's beginning to getting a bit taxing for me. So, what do you mean when you say extra help? What do you have in mind?
Well, I literally have an assistant coming onto the staff. Your assistant.
She kind of squints a little bit and gives you an assessing glance.
I'll smile reassuringly. It's a young lady experience as a mage. She's family has kept a bar for some years. She knows how to fit into the hustle and bustle. Don't worry.
All right, that's good to know. But it's a rigorous job. I just don't want any young person coming in here thinking that they can just walk in the door and try to start taking things over.
I'm certain she's a little more humble than that. And please don't feel free to put her in her place if you need to.
Well, you know I will.
She's fully aware that it's an assistant position. She's not being hired on as head maid, head housekeeper, anything like that.
Okay. All right. I think that's it's good to know, but I always get wary when new people come on. It's one of those things where it's like, you need help, you need some assistance, but when it really comes down to it, it's just scary trying to think of letting your hands off the reins and trying to find the right person. It's always just it's just a challenge. It's an emotional experience in my experience, if you know what I mean.
No, I understand it, especially with something as personal as tending to the very home you live in.
Indeed, and after taking care of Lucy and all that time, it's kind of, it feels like a home to me, and it's important for me to feel like that I'm, well, and it's good. I'm happy. I'll make sure everything is in order for when she, I'm assuming?
Yes, indeed.
Okay. For when she arrives. I know I can be a bit, well, I can be.
Don't worry. She's not coming in totally blind. She's familiar with the general scope of things. But when she gets here, of course, I'll introduce you, and I'll take a minute or two to orient her.
All right. Well, I guess I better make sure that everything is tip-top for when she gets here.
You have a few hours. Don't worry.
Okay. Well, thank you, Kovanen. It's a huge help. I mean, boss. Oh, boy.
Boss.
Here's another thing. Does she know? I can't remember.
I don't think we've ever really had a reason to let her in.
Right. Okay. Yeah, she wouldn't know. Good to know on my account. All right.
Well, he thanks her, expresses his gratitude for how good of a job she's always been doing. Sorry for his absence. And then he will walk about the place.
Okay. So which way do you go?
Well, he'll go into the piano room. I'm gonna go counterclockwise. I'll go to the piano room first. Make sure it's not torn apart by partygoers. Even though Miss Crow's on it, he knows. He's aware.
So, when you enter this room, there actually are a couple of people here sleeping on each of these couches. For the time being, we'll just throw some tokens on there. You don't recognize either of them. Oh, that's quite big.
Are they sleeping there like this is where they sleep, or like they passed out on the couch?
Roll insight.
$15.
Okay. I mean, by the way that they're dressed, it appears that they just found a place to sleep, and this was it.
All right. Oh, like they're sleeping in their fancy clothes.
Yeah, I mean, they're not fancy clothes. They're comfortable but nice. They have a bit of the bohemian look to them. The one in the top couch has a violin or a fiddle leaned up against to the chair here, and the one that's on the lower couch just seems to be sleeping there. But yeah, they're fully clothed and shod. Definitely an interesting choice.
All right. Well, he'll take good note of their appearance, creep around the outside of the room to the library door, and head to the library.
Okay. As you enter the library, you notice that a familiar person is walking around the library.
How familiar?
Very familiar. It is Rad.
Ah. Come on, what's Rad's token look like? How cool is he these days?
I'm looking for his token right now. I can't freaking find it.
He's so grown up.
Yeah, I'm just going to grab the first token that looks remotely like him that I see, and use that for the time being.
Man, too bad you're Voss. And you have no reason to punch him in the head.
Oh God, look! I want to punch him. Look at this token.
Yeah.
What a cool guy. Anyway, I don't think Rad's ever met Voss before. Oh.
Yeah, he's looking at a
Walk
couple
on
of
in.
books, and he looks up at you. Good morning.
Oh, good morning, indeed. Hello, I am Voss. I've been away for some time. I haven't been able to meet you, but I am the lady's steward. Turn to attend to some matters. You are?
He's just kind of nodding as he speaks. Oh, hey, I'm Radner Wolf, and he reaches his hand out to shake your hand.
I'll shake his hand.
Just doing some light reading here in the morning, waiting for everybody else to wake up. I tend not to sleep too much these days. Kind of.
Can I glance down at the book he's thumbing through? Is it light reading, or is he reading some crazy dream conspiracy shit?
It's just he's got like a small stack of books.
Okay.
Some of them seem like they could be histories and things like that. Nothing special.
All right. I noticed some acquaintances of yours, I'll assume, in the parlor.
Oh, sure, yeah. Yeah, Kovanen had some people over last evening.
I see.
Yeah, Vea and myself spend quite a bit of time with him. You'll be seeing a lot of us, I'm sure. So, welcome back. I'm sure Lady Crow will be happy to have you. I try to keep these people in check as much as I can, but they seem to be a bit belligerent and messy at times. So, sorry about
Not
that.
ideal, of course, but that's youth for you.
Sure.
Don't worry, Miss Crow has some help coming on board here shortly.
Excellent. Okay. All right.
Is Kovanen in?
Yeah. I believe he's in his room. I haven't been there to check in on him. So,
Well, I'll be around. I'm sure I'll meet with him sooner or later.
sure. Yeah, do you know the hour by any chance? Looks out the window. Guess it's probably
It's-
prior to noon.
Indeed. You've been up for quite some time, I take it?
You could say that.
Well, do take care of yourself. If you need anything, please let me or Mrs. Crow know.
Absolutely. Thank you for your hospitality. I will do my best not to make myself a nuisance.
Much appreciated. I'll nod and make my way past him, if I can, towards the study. Mostly because I want to make sure the study hasn't been fucked around with. Cause
It is locked. He sees you going into that door. He's like, "Oh yeah, that room's always locked."
Great. I'll assume Mrs. Crow has the key.
Not sure. Haven't been in there.
Is he lying?
Roll insight.
Total of 20.
You are not certain. Doesn't appear to be. But he did seem to hesitate just a bit in answering.
Gotcha. Like maybe he hasn't been in there, but like he knows it's really important and he wants to be in there.
He's like definitely thinking about it.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I'm sorry,
Well,
but
I'll
just one moment. I'm gonna hop up real quick, and I gotta heat something up for my wife. Yesterday was our 6-year anniversary of our first date, and I made her like a special dinner tonight. So let me warm that up for her real quick. I'll be right back.
Is it a hungry man in the microwave?
No, no, it's a meal, but she got home a little bit late. So 1 second.
He said that like he was in an ASMR video.
He was trying to talk low so that she doesn't hear him and beat him senseless for forgetting her dinner.
Jeez. Where's my fucking dinner? I'm sorry, I'll get you hungry man now. I'm sorry. That's not funny.
You know what else isn't funny? I don't have good token art
You
for
made
News
art.
Aussie,
Literally, you made art.
but it's
you
not
did.
good token art.
What?
It's not good token art.
How's that a thing?
Oh, because it's a picture of a hand-drawn thing on actual paper.
Oh.
Yes, and it was a shitty picture. It's not gonna make good token art.
I need to retire this Kovanen token. I've never bothered, even though I have an absolute library of art for this boy.
Oof. You could make a good many really cool looking Kovanen tokens.
I need to start using the this art for baby Kovanen.
Oh, definitely. That is the quintessential baby Kovanen to me.
That ought to be.
Hey, Kovanen. Don't forget, you have those indestructible lockpicks.
They're certainly very magic. That much I
Oh.
can.
I'm waiting for the day that that's a thing. Waiting for the day that that's a thing. You know?
That-
Indestructible lockpicks?
No. What do you call it?
Call what?
That like we have to pay for that moment in time where Kovanen stole Frankie's lockpicks,
Oh,
indestructible lockpicks.
Next time we're in Sharn, if there even is a next time, I imagine that we're gonna get hunted down by the mafia. I can't do like the Godfather voice, but you come into my house, ask for my help, and you steal my lockpicks.
You
Or
come
something
into
along
my
those lines.
house
There you go.
asking for a favor, but you steal my lockpicks. Now tell me, why should I continue to help you? On the day of my daughter's wedding.
I mean, I wasn't saying today, Don. Tomorrow's good. The next day.
Oh, you see, I thought you meant today.
All
Go
right,
ahead,
guys. So
keep
sorry about that. Just wanted to
the
make sure that my wife's dinner was prepared to perfection. She's very excited. All right. So yeah,
Is
he
that how
seems-
you avoid a clubbing?
Oh, I love clubbing. I'm really into high BPM music, so it's kind of my thing actually. All right, so yeah, he seems hesitant when you ask him if he's. I'm sorry, when he says he hasn't been in the room. But yeah, I think what you're saying it seems like to be a fair read. He may not have been in there, but he knows whatever's in there is important for some reason or another.
I'll yeah, keeping my hand on the knob there, I'll just hold his gaze with a little smile, like maybe it makes him a little uncomfortable because I keep looking at him.
Roll intimidation.
I don't get to do this one often. Oh, dang it! I got a plus 10. Beefed it.
He sees you holding onto the doorknob. He's like, was there anything else?
No, that will be all.
All right. He does one of those like smiles, like looks at you and then kind of looks the other way, and does that like weird, kind of awkward face, like Jim from The Office. And
The white people seeing each other at work smile.
yeah, exactly. And then, all right, yeah.
What's next? I keep going this way, up the stairs, up to the next floor.
Yeah, you make your way up through the staircase.
Up here to the green
Mhm.
lounging room. Of course, peeking my head in so I don't interrupt. I don't know, anyone sleeping on the other couch.
Yeah, there is another person sleeping on the couch up here. This area is a bit more of a mess. He is you can smell that smell of cheesesteak body odor as soon as you get up there,
Awesome. Great.
yeah, it's just kind of like a large, sweaty, bearded guy, kind of overweight, sloppy, um, a little bit of like a bottle right next to him. You can smell that sour piss smell of old beer. He's got like one sock pulled halfway off and the other one off entirely, and he's just passed out, snoring loudly, just like that sleep apnea that just kind of like breaks up every couple of seconds, and he just starts snoring again.
Yeah. All right. Well, awesome. Well, while walking about, I'll just good morning, and keep on walking by. Like that's all I need to say.
He opens his eyes for a second and looks around, and then kind of rolls away from you to face the other direction, and seemingly goes right back to sleeping.
Take a peek in the. Take a peek down the little dormitory's hallway. Keep an ear out, just like listen around if other people are sleeping. Get a sense for how many people are staying here.
Seems mostly empty. Not many sounds of life.
Gotcha. Make my way to this little whatever this little room's called, up on the top of the staircase.
Yeah, what would we call that? The loft? I think that's what we called that before.
Upper vestibule.
Yeah, the upper vestibule. Yeah. No one's there.
Sit down on this little seat. I'll just sit down right here and make myself comfortable for a few minutes.
All right. Yeah. You don't really hear any signs of life, really. Just kind of quiet. And it stretches on for quite some time as you wait.
I guess I'll give it about 30 minutes or so. Approach what could very well be Kovanen's room still. Give it a gentle knock.
So you knock on the door and you see that it's not actually completely closed. Kind of moves open just a little bit.
Oh, nice. That's a good token. Well, hello? Kovanen?
Hello? Who is it? You hear like
Voss.
rustling of blankets. Voss? Like Vive Voss?
Yes. Yeah, it's me again.
Oh. Well, come in.
DM here soon. I gotta get you a token of more recent Kovanen art. So I'm not the same baby Kovanen art anymore. I'll send you something.
I think this is your first one right here. Oh.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah.
Anyway. Well, I'll push the door open. Glance around real quick.
He is fully clothed as well. Just kind of reclined back, much like he is in the image. Dressed nicely. He's got a waistcoat on and a loosely tied cravat. His eyes, he's blinking them open a bit. Wow, I was not expecting to see you here this morning.
No, I suspect not. My arrival was a bit sudden. Apologies.
So, well,
Are you well?
I'm well. So what brings you here today? I just think, I opened my eyes and there you are. So, what is it? I mean, not what is it like? What are you doing here? But like, what do I owe the pleasure?
it's, well, if I'm to call myself the lady's steward of House Rongare, I should return every now and then to tend to matters and to simply make sure you are well, shouldn't I?
Oh, yes. I just wasn't expecting it. That's all. It's been a bit of a while, hasn't it? How long has it been?
So some weeks.
So are you back
Mm,
to
it-
stay then? You're going to be the steward of whatever that would entail?
Well, I don't have plans to take any more extended trips away from you or the house on the books per se, but so yes, I suppose so. But of course, we never know when something might arise. Anyway, I don't mean to bother you so early as in the morning. Not that it's very early in the morning. You should be up and about by now. But once you're up, once you're operational, I'll be downstairs helping Miss Crow with things. She has some help coming into the house soon, for whatever it's worth. Assistance, you know.
Sure. Yeah, this is perfect because Vaya will be back today, so you can meet her. It'll be fun.
Sure. Yeah, sure. Once you're up, I'll and before everyone else is up, I think I'd like to just speak with you about the state of things.
Sure. Give me, I don't know, 30 minutes? Half of an hour?
That's fine.
Perfect. All right, he shuffles over to the edge of the bed and swings his feet around. All right, well, go on now. Let me get ready.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
I'll step out.
He gives you like a warm, genuine smile. Okay. Meanwhile, back in Zendrick.
All right.
All right. So, let's see. This will, I suppose, still be the night before this time, if you will. But I guess it depends on what you guys would have done after that most recent encounter.
You know what I did.
Afterwards?
Uh-huh.
What'd you do afterwards? Tell me. Tell the audience. Tell the listeners.
Last time on Midnight Alley.
I followed them onto the ship
Oh.
while still very much invisible.
Okay. Oh, that's right. You went to continue to listen to them speak. All right. Yeah, so they went on the essentially a steamboat. There was a number of people still kind of on the boat. It was a cruise that happened to be passing through this area, kind of like one of those adventure cruises, and they were able to book passage back to back to Corvair, considering that they're tied with sorry, I was just a little distracted reading texts on the screen here. Yeah, so they were just, they have ties, obviously, with the House de Lyrander, which, runs basically the shipping industry, the boats in the land, the sea and the sky. So they are catching a ride back with them, kind of hanging out. Pretty similar to the sky ships you've been on. But yeah, they just go back, they check in, you make it on board. They all go down and they sit in the common area. There's some card games going on, people drinking. There's a small stage. There's a person doing almost like a lounge style act, kind of not really dancing, but moving around rhythmically with the song that she's singing. A bit of a glitzy style dress, tiny rhinestones covering the entire thing, a bit revealing, kind of slit up the side. Dark elf.
And she's singing, "First I was afraid, I was petrified."
Yeah.
Kept
Or
thinking I would never.
I was thinking
live
more of like it's a new dawn, it's a new day, and I'm feeling good kind of thing. And then the guys in the background, there's like a little bit of like a small orchestral section. Ner, 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 ner. That actually sounds like the Addams Family, so not that, but you know.
That was a good try though.
Little Etta James. So you follow them on, and Brady sits down, Penhew sits down, the doctor sits down. What do you do?
All right. How crowded is this area? Like you said, there's definitely things going on, but like how crowded is the room? Like, would I be able to maneuver without making contact with someone where they'll be like, oh shit, I just walked into something not there.
So, yeah, I mean, the tables are kind of spread out. There's probably 2 to 4 people at each table, average 3 people at each 4-person table, with a probably kind of spread out in a like a horseshoe around the stage, with probably 10 to 12 main tables, and then a cocktail area around a bar that wraps around the entire exterior of the outside of the building, just this massive wraparound bar, with another probably 20 or 30 people there. So I guess if you're at 75 people total. Some people milling around between tables. So you would definitely have to try not to bump into people while moving between tables. It's not packed, but there are obstacles basically between each table.
All right. Cool. Okay. Then I mean, I like either way, my plan is to try my best to listen into their conversation. So either way, I still have to get as close as humanly possible. As drowingly possible.
Yeah, give me a stealth. In
Okay.
order to make it, actually, you know what? Let's do acrobatics. To make it to the table without bumping into anyone.
How about driving? Can we do driving? I have
Nope.
plus 13 in that.
No, not that. No. Plus 13 in driving.
17.
Okay. Yeah, you're adequately able to make yourself to get between people. They sit down a time before you, a bit of time. So there's a conversation going on before you get there. You see them as you're making your way there. It's like Frogger, you're waiting for the car to pass, and then it may or may not. Oh, then there's a car come from the other direction, and eventually you make it over to the table, and Brady is, let's see, he looks frustrated. He kicks a shot back, and he has just made a statement to the doctor, and the doctor's just staring at him with his haughty, I have a PhD in medicine, kind of look, and the Sir Penhew is once again blankly staring off. The doctor looks back at Brady after a few minutes of intentionally not speaking. Well, I'd say that I think the treatment was necessary, so it's not really a place to say what happened between us. It's not really your area of expertise, Brady. You're more of a soldier, if you will. Brady is frustrated, gazing off in the other direction. He waves down a server who is approaching you. approaching the exact spot you're standing in, actually. Give me another acrobatics or stealth roll, not to get bumped by this guy as he rushes over to take their drink order.
Oh, God. 12.
I would say he bumps into you. Does anyone notice? I mean, he'll definitely notice, but he'll like be looking around. The people at the table, no, they don't notice. Who? All right. Tragedy averted. He has a drink on the tray, spills it on Brady just a little bit. He wipes it off of himself frustratedly. It's like, just bring me a bottle. Just the whole bottle of whiskey. Just bring it out. Dr. Hussein is like, do you really think that's a good choice there, Brady? You are clearly deep into your cups this evening. I think it's time you slow down a bit. He looks over at him. Oh, is that your professional opinion? Is that your diagnosis? And the doctor just kind of looks away. It's like, there was no reason for you to be treating him. That was supposed to be done with. The doctor looks back at him. He just shrugs. And the conversation seems to be tapering off after that.
Damn it. Lucian, in his mind, is screaming, "Done with what?"
That's so funny. Roll insight for me real quick.
Okay.
Very
Oh,
nice.
shit.
Very nice. Nat 20. So, throughout this, you notice an undertone occurring in this conversation. Not between the two of them, but between Penhew, Sir Penhew, and Dr. Hussein. There is a furtive glance that is occurring between the two of them occasionally. And Penhew looks very uncomfortable, almost afraid. But he remains silent and removed, especially after a severe glance from Dr. Hussein when their eyes meet too many times. All right. Then what do you do?
All right. How long have I been in invisibility? It is canon that I'm still invisible, so it's less than an hour.
Well, then you would have had to use it again. You'd have to renew it.
I don't have another use of invisibility. It's one time a day.
Well, if it only lasts an hour, it is going to be running out on you as that conversation ends, and you're going to need to get the fuck out of there right away.
Okay. All right. Good. I'm glad this is happening like this. Okay. Do I see a cloak anywhere around me? Like just a random cloak on like a hook
Roll perception.
of some sort? Gotcha.
No, you don't. You notice that no one is wearing their jackets right now. There was probably a coat closet, maybe when you first walked in. You can't be sure. You were really actually paying more attention to them and where they were going than your immediate surroundings.
Yeah. And not keeping track of time. Okay. Then I will Get the fuck out of Dodge.
All right, and give me another acrobatics roll as you are escaping here quickly so that you don't pop up like a boner. Good enough.
Almost another nat 20.
Almost, but not. All right. Rose. What are you doing?
Right. Oh, right now she's keeping Samra occupied while Lucian and Eli do what they need to do. So, just hanging out with Samra.
Okay, Zamra would
Keep
be
number.
at this point sitting at the bar with the captain still, as you would have.
I thought we went back to the quarters
Yeah, they would have been in.
To
in
put-
the room.
down Edithil.
Oh, okay. Yeah, true. My fault. Yeah. Actually, at that point, then she probably would just be, going to sleep with him, with the babe, and calling it a night, getting ready for tomorrow. Considering you guys will be heading back to Fairhaven tomorrow, so she's going to be getting some rest.
And as she seems to have a fairly solid head on her shoulders for the most part, Rose is gonna let her be. And then she will probably change into like her workout gear or something and go find some place to do some pattern dances or something. Work on her weapon skills.
There's definitely a place in the barracks that you've seen where there are, training dummies and the like, for you to go and do those sort of activities. So you could totally make your way down there, run into some old friends probably.
Old friends.
Yeah.
Well, it's safe to say that that Cassie posted the picture of what she's wearing right now.
Hey. Probably.
I missed it.
In Daily Bar chat. You
Nice.
did miss it. Holy shit.
Oh no, there you go.
All. Okay.
Looks like a Street Fighter character. You literally. Oh, I hate you.
So, thanks, Cassie. All right. So, yeah, I mean, that's
I mean, she is gonna leave a note, like, either on a desk somewhere or something that, like, hey, when you two return, I'm gonna be down here, just keeping myself occupied.
all right. Steve, I mean, I'm guessing, would you make your way back there, or where are you going after your invisibility wears off?
I mean, like, okay. Is the steamboat moving?
No.
'Cause, I mean, I could very well be in like the middle of the damn river right at this point.
No. It's docked up. Probably will be leaving in the morning. They're not going to go ahead and roll out in the middle of the night through the
You
jungles.
walk out on the deck and you realize that you're approaching the shores of Cutter's Mouth.
Yeah. Oh,
Damn it.
The conference was actually all on this boat the whole time. You guys are there.
Damn it! Everything that I had in my brain about this whole ordeal just went out the window. I thought I was gonna have to like do magic, like misty step off the shit, or
Dramatically swim to
ethereal mist.
shore.
Yeah, like dramatically swim to shore, try to make my way back to the city in the middle of the night through the woods by myself, trying to flag down fucking dark elves that are flying by on the stupid things that I'm now allowed to fly. Like, man.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry to disappoint you. It's just they're just waiting for the morning.
I hate you. All right. So, yeah, I guess I'll walk back like a heathen.
I mean, it's probably like 2 a.m. at this point.
Yeah.
Oh, it's 2
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
well,
2 a.m.
hmm.
It's
You
fine.
guys had dinner, then you went to the thing afterwards, and then like the after, drinking that continued, and then you followed them back to the freaking boat, and you've been gone for, over an hour at this point. So,
For quite some time. Damn it. All right.
I mean, that's easily 6
since I
hours
can't
of,
get that
of,
damn
of,
cloak.
of stuff total,
Yeah, since I can't get that damn cloak, I guess I'll give it up there. I was gonna try to wear the cloak, like, sneak into the background. Then
Maybe you can find one.
of
Do you
them
want to try to
go
find one?
proceed.
Go ahead.
Yeah, hell yeah. You just, we're just gonna do something that D&D usually doesn't do. Wait till somebody has to use the bathroom.
Right. I guess then give me an investigation and a stealth.
Oh wait, that's supposed to be at advantage.
Is it?
Good, because
Oh,
Good, because that was in that
Okay.
one.
He's got the shoes.
He got the shoes. Oh
So
wow,
15 investigation, 25 stealth.
nice. I'm pretty sure that's a song. He's got the shoes. By
Yeah,
Gorilla.
it's the theme song for Princess Sophia, a kids Disney show.
Really? Huh. By Gorillas? Anyway.
No, I got the shoes, I got the dress. That makes me a princess, I guess.
Oh, there we
Let's
go.
move on.
That's where we go. We have
My
princess.
mama always told me you could tell a lot about someone by their shoes.
Where they going? Where they been? All right. I'm sorry. Kovanen wants us to continue. All right. So you're able to find.
Just got a little bit down, that's okay.
Yeah, you're able to find a dinner cloak. It's more of like a cape. There's no really large, sneaky, hooded cloaks in here. There's a couple hats. You could probably cobble together a disguise, but it's clearly dinner wear that would be inappropriate to wear into the dining room.
I mean, yeah, no, I
Evening
don't
wear, I
plan
guess
on
I should say.
staying. Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm not gonna stay in the dining room. I'm like the idea is like just kind of I don't know, like get a like vantage point on the bathroom, and then like when specifically the one that was looking nervous, fucking Pendergrass or whatever the fuck.
Pendergrass.
I'm gonna
Pendergrass.
I'm gonna follow him into the bathroom and like lock the door behind me. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, trap him in there.
Okay. All right. Let's do this.
Hell yeah.
So, an inordinate amount of time passes by. You're just hiding in the coat closet, looking out occasionally to see if he's going into the bathroom or not. Give me a stealth and a perception. You're looking and you're hiding, and okay, yeah, you're good on this stealth.
26 and
Okay, perception. All right. So you look out one time and you see that Brady has been gone for a while. He drank most of the bottle of whiskey while the three of them just like stared at each other brooding, or mostly just Jack brooding. And then he gets up with the bottle and walks away. It's just the two of them. You look at them. They do not talk to each other. Eventually, the doctor gets up to use the bathroom. when he comes back to sit down, Sir Penyu gets up to use the bathroom.
Gotcha. All right.
The water closet.
Cool. Yeah. Cool. So, as he as he presses his hand against the outside of the door to push it open,
Mm-hmm.
Lucian is directly behind him, pushes him into the bathroom, and
Alright.
then is gonna lock the door behind him.
So as you enter the bathroom, there are a number of stalls. There are about 3 stalls. There is a sink with a man standing at the sink as you enter, holding towels. There's steam coming off of them. Would
Fancy.
Wom towel, gentlemen, is everything okay?
Oh, I forgot to mention that the fucking that Kyber's Bane is like pressed into his back.
He feels the steel pressed into his spine, and Dr. Penyu is like, "Oh, yeah, yes, everything is." And he looks over his shoulder and he looks at you, and
Yeah, everything is fine. Just you know, old friends looking to talk. Can we have a moment, please?
roll persuasion.
All right.
He takes one of the steaming towels and puts it back into a small metal container on the back of the sink, closes the box, and then kind of inches his way around the two of you out the door. Roll sleight of hand or stealth to hide the gun through this maneuver.
$24.
Good enough. And he steps out facing you and closes the door behind him, looking at both of you as he does. It gives you the little, acquiescent nod.
I just smile at him. Yeah, that award-winning smile.
Dr. Penhu smiles at him also. And he moves to turn as the door closes. Master Lucian is he puts his hand on the gun and kind of like starts moving himself away while he holds his hand, the hand of the gun away from himself, and starts stepping away from you towards the sink. Is that a
I mean, is
problem?
there a latch? Is there a latch on the? On
Yes,
the door?
there is.
All right, I'll latch it.
This is rather unorthodox, sir. I don't believe you and I have any business. Could I please just return to my table? I will not say anything, I promise.
Listen, I'm at a point that I really don't care if I get in trouble. For what I'm doing here. What I would like to know is what you know. Clearly, there have been some things you and your companions seem to have been holding back from our questioning. I heard you at the table, and I heard you on the way here. You smelled my cologne. Now, tell me, what do you know about my cousin? And you better answer. You better answer the way that I want you to answer, because I really do not mind
Roll intimidation.
putting... Alright. At advantage?
No.
Really?
Why would it be at advantage?
I mean, the craziness in Lucian's voice, the gun in his hand. Because he's begging.
Well,
I mean, either way, it's
Yeah,
it's either 14 or 16.
sure.
Just whatever.
Master Lucian, we already told you everything that we knew about your cousin. I'm very sorry about what happened to him, but I assure you we had nothing to do with anything after he arrived back here.
What was the procedure that wasn't supposed to have continued?
What procedure? We never talked about a procedure.
Some treatment that you were talking about at the table.
Oh,
The treatment that wasn't supposed to have continued.
you were
was that?
eavesdropping. Very clever. The treatment. He looks down at the gun and then back up at you. The treatment for Carlyle was to treat his night terrors. He was a troubled young man and actually sought out Dr. Hustain for treatment for dreams, reoccurring nightmares that he has had since he was a child. So that was how they met. And Brady's response to that was, I suppose, assuming that maybe the treatment had ended. Carlyle certainly was not cured. He was very disturbed from the time that we met him, and continued to be up until the end. Well, not until the very end, but then we learned that that actually was not Carlyle, which was kind of a dead giveaway after you mentioned it.
I'm gonna fire at the wall 2 feet from his head.
All right. Roll intimidation with advantage. All right, nat 20. He falls back against the table, reaching his hands in the sink. He's kind of like puts his hand on one of the faucets and turns it on for a second, then shuts it off, and it's like, is that entirely necessary? What?
If it was night terrors, why would someone mean to eat, therapist or not, why would someone be so angry and offended that your entire rest of your dinner or refreshments, whatever, would go completely silent? Anger in all three of your faces.
I was not angry.
I think you're
was-
lying to me.
I was not angry. I'm not lying. Brady simply is a bit of a hothead, and his relationship with your cousin, I think, put him in an interesting predicament when he believed that your cousin had ended his treatment. For whatever reason, he was very possessive over Carlyle and took his business.
Were they lovers?
I don't think so. They were very close. Very close. I don't think it was. I think it was platonic, as far as I can tell. But I do know that he and the doctor were never friends, and the relationship between the three of them graded on each other. I suppose his treatment was supposed to end at some point, and for whatever reason, but I assure you the doctor's methods are very effective. I sought him out myself, and that was the way that we met. And in fact, I believe Brady used him after the war to help treat him with some of his post-traumatic stress as well. So, I mean, considering he's been a doctor to the three of us, and perhaps he seems to think for a moment. Well, anyway, he was the one that organized the expedition, the members anyway, so it seems only, well, it just makes sense that it would be from people he knew, and all of us are with, I mean, with the exception of your cousin, but he did have resources beyond the rest of us. But, I mean, the rest of us are masters in our field. Even Brady was exemplary. He was a hero. Anyway, that's all I know.
Which one of you would know more?
Of course, the doctor
Which
would know
one
the
of
most.
you would be able to tell me whether or not my cousin lives?
I think Brady seems to think that he is alive for whatever reason. I think Brady would be the one to seek out for that information. Anything else?
Did their activities, the ones that causes you to think that they were more than friends, did those continue?
You said they were more than friends. I never said that. I said that the relationship was platonic. More than friends in that they were not, that they were very close. They were not. I don't mean more than friends in a romantic or sexual way. Just specifically, they were very great close friends. All of us were. You spend so much time with
Okay.
people. Either
That's-
you become enemies or friends, and that is very obvious if you look at Brady and Hussein. It's simple.
The point still remains. Would their activities, their friendly activities, their sexual activities, it doesn't really matter now, does it? What matters is, did their friendly sexual activities continue upon your return
Upon our return, oh, you mean here?
from prison?
Oh. I mean, we didn't. What do you mean prison? We didn't go to prison.
Jack told me that you were imprisoned.
No. The people accused of murdering us were imprisoned. We were, we were lost for a time. And we returned to Cutter's Mouth and spoke with the authorities there. But we were never imprisoned. We were never, and not as such, no. The group, the men accused of murdering us were imprisoned and sent to Sean.
Prisoned as in captured.
Correct.
So Jack informed me that the expedition was captured, separated, and upon your reuniting, that was when my cousin was slightly different. So my supposed cousin was slightly different.
Yes, there was something of that nature occurred. I don't know exactly. That would be Brady. I don't think they were ever imprisoned, maybe captured for a short period of time. But then the bodies were turned up. It was very strange. We were separated. It's not really much else to say on that matter, Lucien. It's very straightforward. They thought the other bodies were us, and we were lost in the woods for a time, and when we returned, it was already taken care of, and the house beneath just kind of brushed it under the rug. And shortly after, they were being investigated. If you want to know any more, you need to speak with Jack about him and your cousin, or you need to talk to the doctor about his therapies. which I don't think he would share any of that information with you, considering that that is privileged information. So I don't really know what it is that you're trying to find out here. And my relationship with the doctor and my treatment is my own business, and I would prefer not to discuss that with you. I don't really see how it pertains to this, and I would hope that you would give me the decency of having my own demons and not discuss them in a ship bathroom while I'm being accosted and held at Bolter Point. I mean, if you're entirely done with me, I would like to return. I will not say anything if you let me go now. I swear it. On all the sovereigns. I'll even invite you to meet me in Fairhaven if you ever return for dinner. We can laugh about this over dinner. Pretend it never happened.
Lucian, like, frustrated, grabs, like, the warm towel. And, I mean, I natural 20'd that intimidation. I can only imagine that my
door.
next line would be.
You hear a knock at the door. Gentlemen, I heard a loud noise in there. Is everything okay?
Yeah, I don't answer. I just, like, take the warm towel. I throw it at him. Say, clean yourself off. You might want to worry about that puddle at your feet. And then he, like, just throws open the door, like, unlatches it, throws open the door, and just leaves.
He looks down at his, he looks down at his feet, and the puddle is from him turning the sink on. It's still running. Oops. I certainly didn't pee myself. He was not that scary. He's kind of composes himself and walks out. Looks at you and actually gives you a bit of a head nod as he makes his way back over to the table.
I wouldn't have seen it.
You're already gone.
Yeah.
All right. So, I think if there's nothing else specifically that you guys want to do in this vein, it should be a little bio break time.
Gotcha.
Okay.
I'm gonna go turn on the faucet and piss my.
And piss your
then
pants.
Down the faucet.
Everybody likes to go pee in their underpants.
DM has sent you a new token for real Kovanen, which is me, of course. I'm the real one.
Sweet.
All right. Be right back.
All right, so
Go
you guys
use-
in 10 minutes.
What are we? 9:30.
See you in
I
10
mean,
minutes.
10 minutes.
Yeah, 10 minutes. 9:40.
9:40. Yeah, so that's what I meant.
See you then.
All right.
Hello.
Hello.
All right. So, there's a few
Hello.
things I would like to do with this session tonight. Okay. Before we get back into it, I feel like I'm kind of hit my par for the things I need to get done in Zendrick. Anything at this point, I feel is like kind of be repeated information.
Yeah, I noticed that. That's why
Well, no, I mean, I feel like you're good. You're heading back, but and I know I want to introduce Zazi's character, and I wanted Rose to have the opportunity to, when she gets back to Fairhaven, to go to Grimvor's study, which was mentioned a while back as well. So I would love to knock those scenes out tonight. We have half the session left, essentially. Was there anything in Zendrick that you guys needed to get done?
Nope.
I mean, no, at this point, like, you keep asking what Rose is doing. Right now, she's just wandering restlessly because she's about to depart on an airship, which she hates, to a city she wants to get back to, surprisingly enough for her.
Yeah. All right. Cool. All right. So.
Yeah, is Eli dead?
And Lucian's just frustrated because he feels like he's like close to the answers, but he's not asking the right questions.
Yeah. So, I mean, you know what? You'll have opportunity to run into these guys again. You know where they're all going to be. Actually, you don't know where the doctor's going, but you do know that Penhew is returning to his home in Fairhaven, and you know that Brady is going to Zarashak, or at least the Shadow Marches, to look for his friend.
Right. So is Eli dead?
I don't think so. Why would he be dead?
Because he's stuck in a mirror.
Because you got me. He's stuck in a mirror.
Oh,
He's stuck in a
shit.
mirror, dude.
I think, you know what? I'm going to let that one hang. But no, he's not dead.
Okay.
He makes his way back to the ship before they leave. But there's definitely more to be said there.
Great.
I
We'll
can't
do that
believe I
later.
forgot about that. Yeah. Oh, that was
So I sent you the new token for
perfect.
Kovanen.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Yes.
All right.
I also got token stuff settled for Zazie. It's only a temporary token at the moment,
Cool.
but
I love it. I actually really love that
Good.
style. It looks like David, whatever the hell his name is. David Lejudige or something. I use a
yeah,
lot
I
of...
went on to one of those like little dress up sites, and I just made her real quick.
Sweet. Okay. So, Gorge. I love her. I want to marry her.
Please do not. You simped for Zazie so much, and now when I change her, you
I did
still
not
simp
simp for
her.
Zazie so much. Maybe in the
I
beginning.
have the receipts.
Maybe but not in a
Not
very
gonna
long
lie,
time. Not in a very long time. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
What's something happen? Everybody okay?
Oh, you didn't hear my wife in the background. Okay, good.
Sneeze. Where'd you put the picture, Kovanen?
I sent it directly to your inbox.
Okay, that's why I'm not seeing it. Oh,
You
cool.
don't check your inbox.
So super cool. Good token. Okay. All right. So, later that evening, after Kovanen has met Kovanen and they are Kovanened out,
I can't control him.
I've got to set it up. So
Oh no.
when other Kovanen comes downstairs, like after, he gets cleaned up and whatever, did you need to speak with him? Was there, was there an exchange? It sounded like that you wanted to talk to him about something important.
Yeah, I asked to speak with him once he was ready.
All right. So some time passes, and he comes down wearing a very similar outfit to what he was wearing before, a nice button down with a vest and some sort of neckwear.
He's an NPC. He wears the same outfit every day.
Dark slacks. Yeah, he looks good. Yeah, he's the NPC. Where would you be? Where would he find you?
Well, I told him I would be milling about, helping Miss Crow with this and that, just sort of tending to matters. So, he may see me resetting some things up in the dining room to just kind of busy myself.
Okay. So, yeah, he'll make his way down to the kitchens, and he finds you there, doing your thing, helping out. Pokes his head through the swinging door. I'm cleaned up. I'm ready to, whatever.
Ready to whatever. Wipe my hands off on the hand towel. Flip it out so it's straight. Hang it over the little handle on the front of the oven.
Sure. I mean, was there something in particular?
Yes. Let's go have a seat in the dining room for now, I suppose.
Okay. You're not like mad at me or something, are you?
No. I'm just back from time away.
Okay. So
they go to the dining room.
yeah, he'll join you there. I'm having some technical difficulties with my maps. I'm only able to see a tiny fraction of the map. So, you guys make your way to the dining room. He sits down across the long table from you. So,
Yeah, I'll come in, sit down a small pot of tea. Couple cups to start pouring. Well, how have you been?
I've been fine. It's so weird having you here.
It feels longer than it's actually been. I know what you mean. Well, good. That's good to hear. Keeping up with your studies at the university.
Oh yes, yeah, I've been hanging out with the Artist Mind a bit. I know they're not exactly traditional good people to spend time with, but very nice and very intelligent, and yeah, good stuff.
Good. The Artist's Mind is Rad and Via and the others, I take it.
Right. I mean, and some others, but yeah, them, mostly them.
Who's the well, the drunk one upstairs?
Oh, I don't even know his name. Yeah, his name just slips my mind. I feel like it's like Jack or something like that, but just sounds too normal.
Nonsense. All names are normal.
Yeah, but I mean, Jack
yeah,
is
so they've had
pretty
some.
boring.
Maybe he shortens it and keeps it simple. So the Rad and Baya have people you're not too familiar with filtering in and out.
I mean, I know most of them. I wouldn't say that I'm super familiar with all of them. They're good people. I think so anyway. They're mostly good.
I know how it is.
Yeah, I mean, you know how it is. You hang out with Lucian.
I don't know what you could possibly mean. He's fine folk.
Yeah.
Govan can tell that I'm saying that knowing exactly what he's trying to do.
Right, exactly. And so is Rad. Very fine folk.
Is that his real name?
I mean, he just goes by Radna now. But I just, when I met him, you knew him as Rad. So I just kind of kept going with that. It seemed like a thing. He doesn't like it.
He doesn't. I met him this morning. He didn't seem to have slept very much. He must be rather busy.
I'm not sure. I mean, he does business. He works, reads, does stuff. He's always studying. He's a scholar of some note.
Ah, well, good. I don't mean to grill you about the ne'er-do-wells you were associating with. I just want to get to know who these people are. That's all. What's Vega do? What's her thing?
Well, she is an actress, a player. It's kind of her thing.
Gotcha. And, well, what do you do in your spare time? Do you still paint, I hope?
Mostly, yes, I do quite a bit. I will be painting this evening. You can join us if you like. We'll all be in the parlor, your parlor, my parlor now, I suppose. I'll be painting. Is what we do. You taught me. I do it. It feels right. Anyway.
Good. Feels right to hear that. As a matter of fact, yes, I would like to join you. I'd like to see what you paint.
Okay. There'll be some familiar faces there. Rad will be there. Radna. It feels so weird to call him Radna now. I guess he's growing up.
Yeah, sometimes we grow out of some old names. Sometimes maybe they don't feel quite right anymore.
Well, I do have some things to attend to. I need to get some materials and paints and things like that for this evening. There will be music and drink, and it'll just be mostly them talking about. Well, Radna will probably bring up a topic, and they will discuss it. It's very academic.
Ah, I see. Well, I look forward to it. Please go attend to the things you have to attend to, and I will. Well, I live and work here, so I'll be here.
Sure. Okay. Very happy to see you back.
Happy you're well.
Of course. Why wouldn't I be?
Why wouldn't you be?
He gives you kind of a strange glance at that comment.
Let's give him a bit of a shrug.
Okay. Later that evening.
Later that evening. Gosh, there's another knock on the door.
Zazie.
Expecting
Zazie,
these
enter stage
things.
right.
Who? I don't know who you're talking about.
Who is Zazie?
So Voss has been expecting company, of course. He's, trying to mill about while being in earshot of the door, and tries to make himself ready to answer it first.
Well, I would like ownership of this token.
Indubitably.
As I would like of mine.
Yours is,
Excellent.
you have control over yours. Just pull it onto the screen.
Oh, you still have mine up here in the bathroom. I was trying to.
Yeah. I'm also like way smaller than the other ones.
I'm shrinking them all.
Yeah.
I've changed the
He
size.
resized the grid. We're good.
Okay.
I realized I had it set to a larger size before, so I'm working on bringing it down. I'll probably actually double everything later just so the tokens aren't so small, but for the time being, this is how we'll roll. It's a big map.
Yep,
Fancy
this
house.
young.
Alright. Knock on the door, and Voss opens it.
Lady Crow
They're
will join him.
They're standing in the doorway is a young woman, about Zazie's height, which is in the area of 5'5". She's wearing a very, very prim, very proper sort of uniformy kind of look, kind of like the stereotypical maid thing, but like long black dress, apron, etc. She's got brown hair, curly brown hair, tucked up into a neat little bun, and she's got a very kind-looking face and brown eyes. Hello, I am the help.
Hello, the help. I am Voss, steward of the house. This is Miss Crow. Miss Crow is the basically the head of this household. Let's be honest. She will be your direct supervisor.
So Miss Crow approaches, kind of butts Voss out of the way and gives you a nice, like, warm handshake. She reaches out to, like, grab your hand and, like, reaches out to grab your wrist to shake your hand and kind of pulls you in. And it's so wonderful to have you here. I've been waiting for so long to have someone.
Oh. I'm excited to come and help.
Excellent.
My name is Aaron Westcott.
Aaron Westcott. That's a beautiful name. And I really love your attire. You definitely came dressed to impress and prepared for business. So I certainly can say that's important to me to see that, and very well. It's good to see. Thank you for that.
My family insisted that I should arrive to the first day of my new job with a brand new work uniform.
The whiskets. You know, it's funny that you say that. Kovanen mentioned that you were.
Voss did.
I'm sorry. Voss mentioned that you were working for a bar nearby or something like that. Is that correct?
Oh, on the outskirts, my family runs a little tavern. It's nothing all that big, but it's been in the family for a couple of generations, and I've been wanting to just kind of branch out on my own, and
What's
this
town?
seemed like a good opportunity.
What town is it? Is it part of Fairhaven?
Oh, it is part of Fairhaven. It's just more on the outskirts, not as
right,
close to the center of the city as we are.
Sure. Like, is it in the city proper, within the walls, or is it outside and more of the the provincial area, surrounding farms and towns that surround the city?
Oh, it is technically outside. It's nothing as grand as this manor, this house.
Interesting. I just the name Wisket. It's a great last name. I just never heard it. It's just very interesting. So okay. Anyway, please come in. I will allow Voss to give you the grand tour, and I will prepare for you in the kitchens.
Yes, yes, it is quite late in the afternoon. I'll try to time the tour such that she can help you with dinner to whatever extent you need it.
Sure. We are preparing a bit of just simple fare, bites, if you will, hors d'oeuvres for the group in the parlor this evening. So, Kovanen will be doing a painting tonight.
Oh, how lovely.
Yeah, it's an interesting little soiree. They do it once a week.
All right, well, come on. I'll show you around.
She'll give Miss Crow a curtsy, and then she will follow Voss.
Well, Aaron, allow me to give you a tour of this house. You will be surprised at how unfamiliar you are with its layout, but I will be excruciating in my detail.
Why, yes, Voss, I would expect nothing less, for I have indeed never been inside of a house this grand and large before.
There is not much time. You must keep up.
Yes, sir.
Oh, that's not necessary. But do remember that you are my subordinate, technically. You answered directly to Miss Crow at all times.
Yes, sir.
Again, sir is not necessary.
Of course, sir.
All right, whatever. Come on. And we'll I'll walk around. I'll act like I'm pointing to things, but obviously not talk about what's in the house. Just be like, hey, yeah, whatever. So, Radnor, he prefers, a bit of a scholar. Kovanen says Faye is going to be here, air quotes, later this afternoon, which is probably pretty soon.
Oh, lovely.
They're having a little, they're doing a little thing this evening. I'm making myself available to observe this with a keen eye. I don't know, Miss Crow may have you in and out, but you may not find yourself sitting down to watch it. But I'll keep you informed of what's going on.
About once every hour, I'm going to have to slip out, just to refresh the spell. But I'll make it work. I'll make it work.
Okay, we should get with the lady as soon as possible. She said she could with the glamours, you know.
Yes. And do you want to be linked during this?
Oh, yes, I forgot about that. Thank you for reminding me. That would be quite handy.
And then, bonk. They're linked. No contact necessary. She just nods, gives him a smile, and then the connection is there.
He smiles at her and says, I know this isn't really you right now, but you're still adorable.
Shut up. Look, if
Hang
you
on to that dress.
if you say stuff like this, I'm going to lose concentration on the spell.
The lady can help with that. He makes a point of looking at his wrist, though he doesn't wear a wristwatch. Oh, business to attend to. Turns around on one heel and leaves the scene.
She will make her way to the kitchen with Miss Crow, helping out where she can with the dinner stuff.
DM, I have a quick question.
Yes.
What would who does Kovan? Do I know who Kovanen tells people that I am? Just steward of the house, or that we're actually have some manner of fraternal relationship?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I think it would probably depend on how close he was with each person, what information he's decided to share with them, and it may be a bit more nuanced than something you can just figure out by, you know, intuiting it.
Oh, right. Okay. Of course, he may tell someone out there the whole truth and nothing but the truth, but maybe I think he tells people that maybe like have
Right.
a bit
It
of a
would just be
mentor
like
role as
before
well.
with you, you didn't tell people who Voss was for quite some time.
Gotcha. Okay, I just wanted to know what to assume about, you know, assume about what they knew. What was the safe assumption? Did they think I'm like his mentor as well as being the steward of the house? You know.
I think the safest assumption would be that you're just the steward of the house. You know, you're just a kind of like a staff here. Maybe kind of a mentor in the way that that Alfred is to, you know, Bruce openly,
Oh, okay.
but not like
Yeah,
his
yeah.
Batman relationship with Alfred.
Okay, so if I make it sound like I've known Kovanen since, oh, back when Kovanen was young, he used to do this, and then
Right. I mean, you essentially took part in raising him, but you're not, you know, his dad.
that works. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
So, Kovanen would be already getting to work. He's probably mixing paints, preparing his palette, you know, preparing the canvas, all that good stuff.
Got it. Well, after making myself seem a little bit busy and not just hanging out with the kids the entire time they're there, I'll make my way on in.
Okay. So you enter the room. At Kovanen, as you thought he would be, is preparing the painting. He's at this point just kind of laying out some dark colors. He's laying with a like a palette knife out blacks and reds and kind of just like scraping them out. Appears to be oil. He's casually having a conversation with them.
Well, I will stride on in, and if they have the hors d'oeuvres or whatever set up, I'll head over to that table. Like, Radnor, good evening. Then, you know, I kind of this big dude, big drooling guy.
Yeah, he's
Hello, I'm Voss.
yeah, he's kind of hanging out there. Hey, how you doing? Gorham, nice to meet you. This is Lyra. He points to the woman with the violin, kind of posted up next to her in the hat, and then the dark-haired woman. He's that is Serafina.
I'm Voss, steward of the house.
Oh, pleasure to meet you. Lyra's like, oh, nice to meet you. I assume that no one was taking care of this place. She kind of looks at the other two and laughs. Serafina gives her a incredulous look. I'm sorry, she's quite rude. Pleasure to meet you, Voss. Kovanen speaks very highly of you.
Good to hear. Yeah, just good. I'm glad he has some healthy company. It's a big house. It can feel kind of empty at times.
Yeah, healthy.
But to your point, to your point, Lyra, was it more help is on staff now? You will be pleased to know.
Good to know. I was interested by how empty this place seemed when I first came here. Made it a great place for us to spend time, and I wasn't. It wasn't something I was offended by. It was more of. It was almost as if things just took care of themselves here. If that makes any sense.
Well, then I suppose that means the staff was doing their job all along.
Sure. That sounds about right.
Well, Voss finds a seat that isn't like right up in their business, but plops himself down, nice and comfortable. Makes it clear that he's there to hang out, to stay. Maybe with a little plate of miniature, bite-sized fish tacos and a drink.
So, Voss, we were just kind of talking about the influence of astral phenomenon on magical resonance. Are you familiar with this at all?
I'm definitely familiar with astral phenomena. Not too terribly long ago. I think it wasn't too long ago. That incident in Weir of some note
Interesting.
brought some attention to the area. I'm sure, being as well read as you are, I'm sure you're familiar with it.
I am. We were actually talking a little bit more mundane things, like the moons, and the an exploration, if you will, of the celestial bodies and their impact on the spellcasting efficacy for certain times of year, within certain months, if you will, and energy disruption, things like that. The various magical traditions that surround the phenomenon. I was just curious if you had any input on that. But I mean, it sounds like you have an interesting topic that maybe a bit more specific. I do remember that, and I'm not sure if you remember. I was actually in the house, House Loqua, at that time, with you when that happened. Maybe would you care to? Oh shit! I'm sorry. He doesn't know that. X that out.
Nope.
He has no idea who you are. I was in the house with Kovanen when that happened. He strangely seems to have blacked out a lot of that stuff. Maybe you can illuminate some of that topic for us.
Well, of course, everything I know is secondhand only, but
Oh, I thought you said
it
that
was
you were
quite
there.
There. No, I did not mean to say that if I did say that, but it was. You said astral phenomena. It was
Sure. Oh,
quite a
no, you didn't say that.
phenomenon indeed.
My fault.
Yeah.
My fault. Making assumptions.
Quite a phenomenon indeed. It was at the. Brad, please. It was at the forefront of everyone's minds because how often does an astral phenomena come knocking on your front door? Relatively speaking.
Yeah, exciting times. Very exciting times. I think the last time we had a celestial event like that was shortly hours, days, maybe? I don't know. Before the morning, the meteor strike on Metrol? He looks around. Gorim.
Does the name ring a has Kovanen me heard Metro? I think I know we in the server have mentioned it before, but I don't remember who.
I don't
There was
think
the
you've
lady
been there. I don't think you guys have
think-
been over that too much. Yeah, that whole
Maybe I mentioned it once or twice during one of these big revelations
yeah.
conversations with the lady or something.
It's popped up a couple of times, but you don't really know too much about the morning. So, Gorham, all right, hold on. Let me. Voss, is it? Let me hop in here.
He's
He smiles a little bit. He seems to be kind of like jovial. And as he starts to kind of talk about the topic a little bit, he seems to be surprisingly sharp, if not a bit inebriated. So, when the meteor struck, that was the morning incident. Actually, I don't know if you were trying to be didactic by asking the question that way. You're trying to teach us something, but it is the current belief that the meteor strike is what caused the morning incident. I think you probably know that, though, Radner. Am I wrong? Radner's like, no, we all have our own theories, for sure. I mean, that is certainly the most current published belief. If you're going to go with what they expect us to believe, what the 12 says, sure, certainly. Gorham kind of squints at him a little bit, closing one eye a little bit more than the other. Listen here, man, I don't know if you're fucking with me right now. It sounds like you're talking about conspiracy theory.
Well, someone has to decide what to publish, right?
Yeah, of course they do. But I mean, like, what do they have to gain out of saying that a meteor caused the morning? What do you think it was? Just a coincidence?
They get people to buy their articles. That's what they get.
He just kind of leans forward, looking at Radner. I don't know about you, man. You've been talking about some weirder and weirder shit lately. Kovanen's not really paying any attention to this. He's just working.
Yeah, as those two start to converse, I'll shift my whole person and attention over to Kovanen and Lyra and Serafina to see if they care at all.
At this point in time, Zazie is gonna, well, not Zazie, Aaron will come in with food, like one tray with some food, one with some drinks,
Ooh.
balancing it a little bit precariously, but managing it.
Yeah, she got some hors d'oeuvres. Let's see.
Boss will get up to just help her arrange them all.
Whores, Dovers. Hey, I sent you a new Lady token.
I like the one that I just put up.
Yeah, but
I'll check it out.
Made her a human.
I'll check it out. You said I made her human?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess she should be a dark elf, right?
No, she's just a regular elf.
Just a regular elf? My bad. So yeah, she comes in with some hors d'oeuvres. You've got this something that looks like a bit of a spicy dip. So like fire roasted peppers and salsa and some bread crisps that are on there. Another one that's fresh, like crisp leaves of lettuce wrapped around something that looks like a savory spiced meats and cheese and vegetables. Looks kind of like a lettuce wrap. There's another small, like multiple small bowls with miniature spoons in it. There's some sort of like a soup almost, or like a goulash. It's a bite-sized portion of a skewer in there with little like nibbling accoutrement in it, and then a puff pastry hors d'oeuvre with a mix of what looks like sliced mushrooms and some sort of like mousse. It's got like a strong truffly scent, and then there are a few cocktails. Looks just like probably like a mix of some kind of citrus
Oh,
whiskey
when the DM said
and drinks.
Zazie in with food, he didn't mean Zazie was coming in with food. He meant he was coming in with some food.
Mm-hmm.
That's what Zazie was bringing in.
We should have prepared ourselves so he was coming in with a wonderful spread. Thank you so much, Dungeon Master.
Yeah.
Boss helps her arrange it, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah, there you go, Aaron.
Did
Waffle, you were saying something?
Waffle.
I blanked out for a second. I don't know how or why. Did Lyra and Seraphina sound like they look like they cared at all about the celestial conversation?
Yeah, so you walk over to them as Aaron's popping in with this spread, and they are.
I'm not like joining their thing just yet. I'm helping lay out the hors d'oeuvres, but I just want to see if I can tell if they care about Radner's celestial thing or the academic stuff.
So they're having a bit of a debate about it as you walk over. They're talking about the difference between Volt and the time of year and how it affects certain spell casting. They've kind of digressed from whatever it was the original conversation was. As you approach, they look up at you, and so anyway, somebody needs to stop the two of them. If Gorham and Radna continue like this, they'll be fist fighting by the end of the evening. Voss, if you don't mind, if you could just interject between the two of them in some kind of way to break that up a bit. Ooh, the food. That's a perfect way to do it. Kovanen looks up and he sees a couple of things and snags a drink. So then he's holding the drink in one hand, he has a brush in the other, and he's drinking and kind of just working his magic.
So those two get pretty worked up about it, huh?
Often.
That doesn't surprise me. All right. So Kovanen goes over to the table with the stuff, grabs one of the platters, walks over, literally between the two of them, holding the plate in the middle. Gentlemen, good news. Finger foods are here. Please direct your attention to these finger foods.
Gorham literally stands up in the middle of the debate and walks over to the table where the food, some of the food is being held, and grabs one of each, and then brings them back over to the table where he was, and starts eating and drinking.
He just walk away from the ones I was holding.
He didn't pay any attention. He just went directly to the main tray, and grabbed one of each of himself for himself. Who's the new person? The new chick.
Oh, Aaron will give the whole room a curtsy. Oh, my name is Aaron Westcott. I'm sorry. I'm the new help.
Deception or performance, please.
Good God, I'm not good at either. Okay.
Miss Westcott is, of course, very good at her job. I trust you all will treat her with respect.
That's a 7. Hopefully it just comes off his nerves.
The food's good, so that's cool. Is this your first job? Radner looks at him. Listen, that's really rude, Gorham. Aaron, what I think he meant to say was, it seems as though you're a bit nervous. You don't need to be nervous around us. We are completely harmless, and we appreciate your service.
Thank you for the reassurances. But this is my first job away from my family, so I suppose I am a little bit on edge. Apologies if that.
Yeah, Gorham is a bit of a big
Uh,
galoot. He will always be a bit awkward, especially in the company of a young woman like yourself. He just cannot help himself.
That's awful.
It is. Gorham's face is turning red right now out of embarrassment.
But it's a chance for growth. We'll talk about that later. Aaron, thank you so much for your work.
Of course, if there's nothing else you all need right now, I will return to the kitchens.
Don't hesitate to tell them what you think about stupid remarks.
Yes, sir.
Again,
Gorham apologizes
Sir,
as you leave. Oh man, it was Radner. It was very embarrassing.
I turn my attention to the canvas. What is Kovanen doing?
What is he painting?
Is it really the point of what I'm asking? Is it something mundane, or is he like beginning to have his moment?
So, I think he's going to be painting a convergence, like a celestial convergence, in line with the topic of conversation for the evening. So, it's definitely not a mundane picture. It is almost like what's the right word for it? Surrealist, I guess. And it's such a surrealist painting in such a way that even looking at it causes you to have a little bit of disorientation. But it's like a stunning portrayal of a rare astronomical event. So there's like a comet streaking across the night sky, and there is a silhouette of a man and a woman standing over at the edge of like a mountain, watching it streaking across the sky over a city
You know
below.
exactly the one you're talking about, strangely.
Yeah, you do know. And then there's actually, strangely enough, another comet going in a completely different direction in the image. And Lyra actually gets up and looks at the painting. Not Lyra, Seraphina. She's like holding her drink in one hand and her elbow in the other. And she kind of like walks up next to Voss and leans up against him a little bit, looking at it. And she looks back at him. What do you think?
It's too early to tell. We'll just let him proceed.
Do you think that's him? It looks like him.
It could be. Whether or not he intends it to be. Sometimes the subconscious comes through that way.
That woman in the white dress looks like the lady. Have you met her? She's so beautiful.
Of course, she's the matriarch of the house, after all.
Of course you've met her. Sorry, that was such a silly question. And she kind of like, bumps up against you inappropriately one more time, and like lets her body trail against yours. She turns to go and sit back down.
Mm-hmm. He tries to. His posture is stoic. He not in like a "don't touch me" kind of way, but he doesn't like. He obviously doesn't reciprocate.
Right.
He's just like, yep, okay, I get it. But he's like, I'm not into it, but I get it. As the time goes on, Voss will try to take a bit of a backseat to the actual interactions going on, and just wants to see what all of them think about Kovanen and his painting. That's his goal here.
So Radner kind of steps up at this point. So, do you think that your friend, associate, I hate the word employee. It just sounds wrong. Do you think that you could get Erin in here and just have her kind of, hang out, just be like a guest bartender for the evening, just kind of make our drinks, here? Or maybe we could join. I can't really move this. That's too much to ask. Maybe next time.
Maybe next time. I mean, I'll have her bring a few in. I can mix a few. She can help out a bit. We can. Do you mind bring in some self-serve?
Do you mind if I go and speak with her real quick? I'll be right back.
You are your own man. I'll telepathically tell Aaron Zazi that Radnor is coming to seek her or fetch her or something, and to guard herself.
Hey, it's Radner. I was just curious if I could have a moment of your time, Aaron.
Zazi. Ash.
Damn it, I was speaking and I was muted so I could eat my chocolate. Grr. Okay. So she's like responds in the affirmative to Kovanen, and then when Rad comes in, she's like, yes, I'll be there in a second. I'm sorry, Miss Crow. I'll come back. I'll be back as soon as I can. And then she'll head out. She'll just kind of stand there, kind of not really approaching too far, just kind of keeping what's the word, a respectable distance as an employee would with their employer.
He's leaning against the table. He's got, doing the thing like he's like straddling the chair, like got one elbow on the table, like that like lecherously, leisurely, just overly affected nonchalance. So, we'll be moving into the music room in the next hour or so. I was curious if you would be able to set up in there just to, make us some drinks, and of course just to, provide us with your lovely company.
Oh, I don't exactly know how handy I will be in the drinks department. I know a few, but not all that many.
What is, if you don't mind me asking, what is your history? Where did you work before here?
With my family.
Whereabouts?
They run we run a bar, a tavern, kind of
Tavern.
just
Okay.
outside city limits.
Sure, and not mostly served from the tap. Not a lot of beverages being made. Kind of,
Yes, and I was mostly helping with housekeeping and keeping things clean for guests who would stay.
Oh, it was
I
an
don't
inn.
have all that. We served it as a bed and breakfast, yes.
Excellent. All
As
right.
most taverns, I believe, do.
Sure. I can't say that I've ever stayed at one, but I would love to learn more about it. But I won't bother you then. I just was curious. We always end up making our own drinks, and to be completely honest with you, they make a mess. It seemed like it would be a good opportunity for us to, probably save some work for you guys in the long run. But I think we're fully capable of taking care of it on our own. And I apologize for interrupting your evening. I will see you next time.
Well, I didn't say no. If it helps cut down on work that Miss Crow must do, then I would be happy to give you guys what help I can.
Sure. Okay. Awesome. Well, I'm going to get back to it, and I'm sure that you have other things to do as well. I'll let you know when we make our way that way. Thanks.
She'll give him curtsy and then head back into the kitchen to update Miss Crow on the situation and also telepathically to Kovanen, to Voss. Hey, yeah, Rad came by. He wanted me to help make drinks and such when they moved to the music room. I said yes. Hopefully that will get them to like me, and maybe they'll, I don't know, spill some secrets or something.
All right. I'm
Sure,
going to...
yeah. Good.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I'll respond to her telepathically. Sure. Yeah, sounds good. That might get them talking more. Though, Rad seems awful comfortable here.
It's a very begrudging
I don't
statement.
like-
I don't like him.
You said you want to change scenes here soon, but Voss will ask Rad what's up. If Rad explains that they want to move to the music room, Voss will ask Kovanen where he would like to paint.
No, Rad's not going to say anything. He's just going to come back and sit down. Grab a drink.
Okay.
And just watch Kovanen paint. It's beautiful.
Right.
All right. So meanwhile, while this is happening, you folks that have been in Zendrik have landed, disembarked, and had some time to settle in at the Chalice Center. What would your first order of business be? I would assume that you've received some communication from the party here, letting you know what their plan is. I know that Rose had intended to go to Grimvor's study and follow up with Lucky, because that's where he's going to be staying. What would Lucian be up to at this point? Once you've
Who
landed.
knows, man? Who knows? I don't know anymore.
Is Lucian just kind of like salty right now? He's like, I wanted to know more about what was happening with these other people, and he's still like kind of pissed off that he wasn't able to extract the information that he wanted. Is that what I'm getting from his?
Yes and no. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what would be Lucian's plans upon landing. Like, it's like there's so many broken ties. Yeah.
Yeah,
We're
there's
here.
definitely
That's
a
good.
couple objectives floating, but yeah. So I'm gonna go with Rose then, and assume that Lucian is going to stay with his family in the Delirander suite and do family stuff, hang out, and enjoy
Oh,
being.
you know what? You know what? First order of business. Pick up my fucking my Magicycle.
All right, well that's
Bring that shit to
at the
house.
Mons, so you're gonna have to go to the Mons to get that, which is basically across the street from the museum. So you and Rose land. Rose, I'm guessing. I mean, what would your first order of business be upon landing? Are you gonna send a message out? Like, how do you, how do you,
I
how do you
mean,
proceed
she
these
probably
events?
would send a message. She would send a message like when she's disembarking, um, so he's got a heads up at the very least.
Sure.
But she is just gonna kind of head straight from stowing her travel bags in whatever room she's been given to going straight to the library.
Yeah. So House Orion Courier would be adequate for that. They'd be able to find the person quickly and deliver the notice.
Well, no, like before they via Civis before
Okay,
departure
that works too.
from Zendrick.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. So they would have been awaiting your return then. Yeah. So yeah, you guys land. The tower, it's massive. There are multiple, airships landing and coming and going. As you make your way down the layers of this tower to the base, it's, there's the large grand hall down there where there's a restaurant and, the seating areas and, even more places to stay at the base. Around there, there is the market. So a lot of the shops are being broken down and the tents are being removed and, people, I guess, are basically returning to their, their caravans that are all parked in that area. The city streets themselves. Let me get a perception check from each of you guys.
All right.
All right.
It'll just be the two of you. I guess Eli and the rest of them, if you want, could be with them. But as far as
I don't want to focus on Eli right now.
yeah,
I'll let them have their stuff.
yeah.
26.
Eli's actually not feeling very good. He's probably sleeping. 26, Rose 12. Yeah, Lucian, you see this this setup right here. You remember picking up that strange
Wait,
gun.
what did you pick? I didn't see it.
Hmm?
I'm not seeing where you're pinging.
Oh, I didn't ping anything.
Oh, you just said this setup right here, and
Oh, I'm sorry.
I thought you were pinging.
I'll ping it. This setup right here at the base of the Chalice Center, where you walk out and you remember that you bought the strange gun there. Hasn't really done a lot for you other than maybe get you access to a couple places by having it on you. You don't necessarily see them, but you totally see the pizza taco burger shop or whatever the fuck it is. What was that place called? Anyway,
Hell yeah.
I
don't remember.
It's there. He's
Hey,
still serving people food.
Rose.
There's a long ass line.
Hey, Rose, you want to stop for a pizza burrito for a second?
It's called Taco Fusion.
Taco Fusion. Do you want to stop at Taco Fusion before we continue?
You know what? Let me have my feet on solid ground for longer than an hour, and then I'll think about eating. Right now, she looks a little greener than she normally does.
Right.
Let me,
But it's a cheesesteak wrapped in a burrito, wrapped in a pizza. With a bucket of
Green.
chili poured on it.
nope. You're welcome to it. I'm gonna pass.
All right. I mean, I can wait. Honestly, have you ever had one? Were you there for that?
I think I was.
Yeah, you
God, it feels like it was forever ago.
It was. It does take a long. It feels like a long time since we've been here. All right. All right. You where were you going?
Going to Grimbor's office, checking out the library.
Cool. Can I join you? I wanted to pick up my Magicycle and bring it back here. And then maybe go back and get the other magic cycle. I don't know. I'll leave it for Kovanen. Wait. Or Voss? Kovanen?
Did we discuss that they were going to be disguising themselves upon
Not really.
return?
No, we weren't there. Shit. Oh no. Lucian has no idea. Oh no. Okay. Yeah, maybe I'll leave the smaller one for Kovanen.
Gee,
Do we know
which
that?
one?
Ew. Not the new one.
Ew.
The new one sucks.
Ew, not the new one.
Are you just... You're not. I'm not going to dig into that one. No, but... I completely forgot what I was going to say. Yes, you're welcome to accompany me. At least as far as the library. I'm not quite going as far as the manse. At some point, after I'm
Okay.
done with the library, I have to check in with my own family.
Right, of course. And they're, ironically, they're back where we started. So,
Why do you think I'm doing this fast before they get a hold of me?
right, of course. There are so many of them. So, you might want to hurry, because something tells me that you might run into one. Your family has overrun the city, I'm sure. So, alright, let's go. The quicker we're done with this, the better. Yes, I don't, to answer your question finally, I don't want the new Kovanen to ride my other Magicycle. That'd be gross. I would have to wash it several times.
Rose just raises her eyebrow in so many unasked questions.
It's just not our Kovanen.
You know what? Yeah, I can see that. Let that be.
All right.
She'll weave her way through the city.
Yeah, it's relatively busy. I wouldn't say it's bustling at this time of night, but there are people walking around and doing normal evening things. People coming out of taverns, people going into inns. Some shops are closing up, and people just going on walks and enjoying the evening. What season are we in right now? It's summertime, right?
Just about to be summer, because we're in Sharn over the winter holiday,
Right.
the Long Shadow holiday. So
Yeah.
we're kind of edging into spring,
Perfect.
sort of summer.
Yeah, it is the brilliant immortal spring. Fairhaven, everything is in bloom, and Fairhaven is an especially beautiful city this time of year, and in the fall, because it is so well. Florid.
It's very floral, yes.
Yeah. The topography is full of plants. There are trees, there are flowers. It's just everywhere, and they're in bloom. It is beautiful. It is evening. It is a bit of a chill in the air, but it's starting to get warmer. You guys make your way
I believe.
to about here, this street, where you'll break off. The library and whatnot are here. Of course, the Mons is right here, and it's basically you would just kind of converge. The gatehouse to get in the Mons would be right there, and then the back of the museum would be right there.
Cool.
So we'll go with Rose.
Lucian gazes at the gate. He's like, I ran over a reporter right there one time. Good time.
Oh,
Yeah, just-
you get DM's
I
inspiration for bringing that up. That was fucking solid. hold on to that. Write it down
Accepted.
somewhere. Yeah. So yep, Lucian, you
Luckily
reckon?
for him,
Yeah.
on his D&D Beyond character sheet that you can find on dndbeyond.com, Come?
which isn't
Yes.
fucking it
Yeah,
up
yeah.
anymore. It was gonna fuck it up for a second,
You-
but they're not.
You can press a button that says inspiration that will allow you to have DM's inspiration that you can use at any time.
Excellent. Excellent. Yeah. So
Don't ever say that again.
you guys break it. Yeah, I'm sorry. I felt weird after it. So we'll just move on. Lucian, you guys kind of like, say bye. You see her walk off towards the back of the museum, and you walk off into the gatehouse where you remember running over a reporter one time, which was really funny.
Yeah.
Um,
A tear comes to my eye as I remember it, and
oh man,
have like a half smile.
remember you were actually on trial, and he was a character witness against you.
For attempted murder.
Right,
Yeah.
but then you actually went to the hospital and spent a lot of money on him and time with him and tried to convince him not to be. Anyway, wow, what a
Yep.
crazy time. Rose,
Yes.
you approach the museum. You see the back entrance going down into Grimvor's study. There's a light on, and as you approach the stairwell, you hear some conversations being held down there. There are people speaking.
I mean, she's gonna pause and listen for a second, because if she's about to walk into an ambush, she'd like to know it first.
Roll perception.
Oh boy. Do-do-do. 15.
Okay. You actually recognize all three voices. It is Felt,
3.
Lucky, and Duran.
Alright. Well, she's gonna kind of tuck a smile away for herself. All three. Can she tell what's being said currently, or is it just kind of general conversation?
It seems like a pretty generic conversation going on. You can hear what they're saying. They're not really saying anything remarkable, really. They're just talking about basic shit, like what happened today. Food, the city, the weather, that kind of shit that doesn't really matter.
Well, she is gonna open the door. Kind of stick her head in. Hope I'm not disturbing anything. More
They-
smile for everybody.
Yeah, they're all just kind of sitting there. Obviously you walk down the stairwell and then to the room that's on the right-hand side there.
Mhm.
And let's see. Yeah, they're all just kind of like they kind of swing around and turn to face you, and to your right is where they're all sitting. There's a chair and a small couch. Duran is sitting in the chair. Lucky and Felt are sitting on the couch. Lucky's feet are up. He's smoking a cigarette or a hand-rolled cigar or whatever the hell you would call it. There's a bit of smoke in the air. Oh. Well, welcome back.
I hope you got my message.
I
We're on our way.
did. We received some communications saying that you were going to be coming, and he stands up, and like the foot of the coffee table is like in his way, and he actually like picks up the coffee table on like one edge and just moves it over, just like push it, like just walks, pushes it past, and Felt's like drink is moving away from him, and he reaches out and grabs it, and he walks between the table and Duran, and he kind of picks you up in a big hug.
Hug him back, obviously.
Well, we were just
Memories of
kind of
this place.
Yeah, we're just bullshitting, you know, nothing serious. You've met
Oh.
Duran, right? I think you guys got acquainted.
Briefly, back in Zarashak, correct? That's where I met you. And
Duran
she's like, met
stands.
Duran.
He reaches out to shake your hand. Yeah, yeah, we met there, and I'm gonna be here taking over for Grimvor. I'm sorry for what happened to him.
I think we all are.
Yeah,
How is? Oh my goodness, I can't remember his name. It's been
Gramash.
Gramash. Thank you. How is he?
Yeah, Gramash is doing good. Well, he's taking a bit of a hiatus after everything that happened with the Unmaker. It was a bit of an uncomfortable situation. It affected him deeply. But I've been preparing for this role for quite some time, and I think you know, it's a good fit for me. But I'll be taking over, and of course you were already kind of taking part here, so you know the two of us can kind of pick up where you and Grimvor left off, and of course Lucky's here now, and Lucky just puts up both of his hands like, yeah, I'm gonna kind of take a back seat. If you guys want to do whatever needs to be done, just call me if you need some help with the heavy lifting.
Well,
Felt takes his
you-
drink and is like, I guess I'm just chopped liver. I won't be helping you guys with any of this.
You've already been a great help, though. Things earlier.
No, thanks, guys.
I don't
Listen,
think I'm gonna forget that.
I'm gonna go ahead. I gotta get back to. If you're back already, that means. Anyway, I'm gonna get to the Mons.
Yep.
Stands
You
up.
might run into Lucian. I think he was trying to pick something up.
Oh, cool. I love him. He's the best.
I mean, he's probably also one of your most profitable clients at the moment, so.
Yeah, he's always such a fun guy to be around. All right, I'll see you guys later. he's it's clearly being sarcastic. So
Yeah.
so you're back for a while then?
Well, as long as I'm needed here.
Right.
Caught up with a couple of Carlisle's buddies, but nothing really left there back in Cutter's Mouth, so.
Yeah. Well,
No, I'm back home. I guess this place is home for me now.
sure. I mean, it's good to hear. So, yeah. I mean, I guess I asked it already. I'm gonna head back. I'm staying at the Child Center.
Well, Probably run into each other.
Yeah. Once Duran got here, I let him take over this space. He'll be staying here.
Actually, stay for just a couple of seconds, because you know Grimbor's records better
Not the papers.
than Duran does, I'm assuming. His papers, where he kept his notes, things like that, unless
Sure,
you've already shown that to Duran.
Yeah, no, Duran's got his hands on all that already. I was just thinking I was gonna get home and, you know, just get a bit freshened up. We've been here just kind of shooting the shit for a couple days. Don't think I'm properly prepared for guests, so I just want to go ahead and take care of that. And you know, I know that your family's gonna be excited to see you, and I was hoping I could be there for that, and maybe later on,
Yeah.
you know, we can catch up a
Yeah,
little bit.
And I should be back to the Child Center soon enough.
Awesome.
That's where I'm going to be staying for a little bit until we get
Yeah,
everything else figured out.
sure. He reaches in, he gives you another big hug, kind of like lifts your feet up off the ground a little bit and squeezes really hard. Bashfully sets you back down and steps back, and I'm gonna go and you guys can talk business stuff. And Duran, like I said, if you guys need anything, I'm at your disposal. But I think you guys got this covered. I don't want to step on any toes. Speaking of, I'm gonna head out. Kind of makes his way out of the room.
I'll see you later, okay?
Yeah, I'll be waiting for you. If you don't mind, I'm gonna let your folks know you're here.
Sure. I don't mind. Please and thank you, too.
It kind of ducks out through the doorway. Duran gestures over to the couch. Well, have a seat. I don't know what.
Thank you.
Did you just swing by just to check on things, or was there anything in particular you were trying to figure out?
Well, one is if I still had a job
Well, of
back
course you do.
before shit got weird. The other one is somebody in the Lyrander, not embassy, contingent. There we are. Back in the Obsidian City when they were meeting with the Cathalis family,
Mm-hmm.
mentioned that Grimvor was also looking into the 12 houses. And it's kind of come up that some of that information may be pertinent to my interests.
Interesting. I mean, I know he did some study on the marks, but I don't have any information about him doing a study on the houses specifically. It might be in. And he gestures over to the stacks of books and the scrolls and all that are in this room. He's got quite a collection. I mean, Lucky shared with me the most pertinent things, and of course, Katera has been very helpful as well, getting me
That's good to see.
acclimated.
It's good to hear that she came back safely.
Yeah, I mean, she's been in and out. I know she's been spending some time over there, if you know what I mean. Yeah, I think about a week or so ago when I had been here for a few days, and Lucky introduced me to her. She's very well informed, probably more so than the rest of us. Really, it's kind of impressive.
Yeah, I'm not probably be making my own questions of her later, but
Mm-hmm.
she's kind of a last-ditch option for me. What do you know about early Mark history in the houses and things like that?
I mean, that's not really my area of expertise, to be honest with you. I definitely, study some information on the marks, but not so much of the political implications of them and the houses. More of just like the, prophetical implications of what a mark is and why a mark is, and how that affects the draconic prophecies and so on. I could really just go
Including-
on about that for a long time, but yeah, including
Yeah, Rose kind of gives a wry grin and raises her left arm,
right,
including random aberrant ones.
right. Yeah, I mean that's definitely an effect. So anyway, I figured you're back. We can pick up some business downstairs, if you know what I mean. There's some things I need to check on down
More
there.
heavy lifting.
Right. I haven't been down there. Lucky took a peek.
Oh, yeah.
I know that you set up some wards and that kind of thing has been taken care of, but I'm not really familiar with it yet. So I'm hoping we can get it set up, if you know what I mean.
I'm hoping they're still holding. I don't know if my druid friend's been able to get down here yet or not herself, so
Who's
I'll be
your-
checking up on her later. But
Who's your druid friend?
little shifter girl named Delia.
That sounds.
But she was
that's-
also
yeah, I think she has been in to speak with Gatera, but I have not spoken with her myself personally.
It's good to hear. Hopefully.
I guess I don't know. I mean, she at least I don't know. She talked to that kid upstairs at the desk.
Kid Al?
Yeah, something like that.
What is your definition of kid?
I don't know. He's like 27 or something.
Okay.
Ish.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, he's human, right? Or is it? Well, he might be half elf. I could be wrong. Who knows? He could be fucking 40 years old, older than me. Anyway, I'm probably gonna rack up for the night, and but I'd be more than happy to meet with you tomorrow in the morning or anytime after. We can start going over things. Sounds like you have an
yeah.
evening set out ahead of you that's gonna be longer than mine, regardless. So.
Oh man, you if you haven't run into any other Summerborns, just wait.
I have not. I have not. I do believe I have heard of you. I think one of your brothers or cousins or something like that was in Zarashak for a while. Some strange woman that passed through for a bit. Anyway.
No, that probably would have been Andre.
They spent some time around, but I'm always so buried in the books. It's kind of that's the part that I'm specifically was working on for Gramash, breaking down a couple things. So listen,
Yeah.
I do want to talk to you about something really quick before you head out. Or
Hey,
I
I'm
do.
all ears.
Yeah. So when we saw you guys in Zarashak, and even now, there are some things that are happening, and I'm not really quite sure the right way to approach them because you guys are kind of written in, if that makes any sense. And it's kind of a rule that you don't really talk to people that are linked to prophecies about the prophecies they're linked to, because it can cause a paradox. Anyway, I just figured I would note that before not saying certain things, if that makes sense.
So if I start asking the right questions, I'm not going to get answers.
I didn't say
For
that.
me specifically.
I didn't say that. I'm just saying it's difficult. And I think that we shared some information with you last time that influenced the events that happened. It appears that didn't have a resounding effect, and Gramash seems to think that it was going to happen anyway. And anyway, it's just kind of etiquette not to do that. So before we hit that wall and you get upset with me, I wanted to let you know why I may be cryptic at times, or seeming as though I don't fully communicate certain ideas. And in a way, even telling you this right now in the presence of that information in the future could influence your decisions. So I just want you to know that anything, when those situations come up, just know that you need to follow your gut.
She actually thoughtfully considers that for a moment. Yeah, I'll keep that in mind. I'm gonna have to.
If it gets too complicated, I might have to lock myself in a room and not talk to anybody at all. So I'd really hate to have that happen again.
Alright. I'll try not to ask too much of you then. And I mean that in the I'll try not to tax your resources.
Right.
You got other things to keep in mind.
Sure. All right. Well, we'll catch up tomorrow first thing, and
All right.
I'll be here. I'll meet you here, and we can, visit a couple places around town. Maybe I can meet some people or something. I've been spending time in basements for about 2 decades. I think it's time for me to get out a bit more.
Yeah, I can show you around. Before I say that, how comfortable are you with a silver flame? Fellows.
I mean, how much different are they from us?
It's good to hear, because I know I was working with Captain Black too before shit went weird.
What do you mean?
I have no other words for that. I mean, back before whatever happened here in Fairhaven about a year ago, and then the shit that happened in Zarashak, and the Shadow Marches, Sharn.
Wait a second. I mean, that was all the Silver Flame that shit happened with?
No, sorry, backing up. I was working with Captain Black before.
All
that went down.
He's in the Silver
He's
Flame?
aware I'm a gatekeeper. Mm-hmm.
Alright.
Yeah, he at least was stationed here, Fairhaven. I don't know if they've changed him out or not.
I don't know. I have not met him, so I can't say for sure. I mean, obviously they're involved. They come into museums occasionally, and you know the 12 and them are linked up somehow. I'm not really sure about the whole political implications of what's been going on with all that, and I probably should follow the current events a bit more closely than I do, but I think there's something with them. All right, so when House Deneath did all that weird shit, when you guys were out in Zarashak or wherever you were, and they got in trouble, and you guys got kind of let off the hook, I think the Silver Flame got a bit more deeply involved in the affairs of the 12, and it's kind of like linked up. So
That's definitely. Wait. You wanted to. Me talk about following my gut. My gut is saying you're probably right. I don't like that it felt like it came out of nowhere.
right.
Like, I don't pay the most attention, and you would think at least somebody in my family would have heard something first.
Well, like I said, I don't really follow politics too closely. So, I mean, it could have been something that's been going on for a long time and I wouldn't have known. But it definitely felt like it came out of left field to me. Anyway, but that's not my point. The whole point was, shit, I don't even remember. I need to take some sleep.
You need to go to bed.
Yeah, I think it's
imagine
about...
like even talking your ear off since you've arrived.
Man, that Felt guy, he's
Something else.
He's a piece of work.
That is equal parts insult and compliment. Isn't
Right. No, and I mean it both, for sure. He's I mean, he's great. I like anybody that I can really get into deep conversations with about books and esoteric knowledge, but he's kind of got a different perspective on it. Everything he does has kind of got like a ulterior motive. Nothing is ever for the purpose of learning. It's always he's using it for something. It's kind of...
I'm probably trying to exonerate the next client.
Right. It just feels untrustworthy to me. But Lucky seems to trust him, so that must mean something. But I wouldn't trust him.
In the long run, I don't know, but he's gotten the four of us and Lucky out of a couple of tight situations.
No, I know, and I think that I need to reassess him a little bit. But like I said, he's always working some kind of angle. I feel like everything I say to him, I have to be very careful about the words that I choose, because later on down in the conversation, he's kind of like bringing them back up, like regurgitating them.
I mean, he is a lawyer. I think that's second nature. I heard somebody call him like a shark or something.
I've never met a lawyer before, so I don't really know what they're like. But if they're all like that, I think I'm probably better off not knowing them.
Alright, I will let you go here.
Yeah, head on out. Cool. I'll see you in the morning.
I will see you bright and early in the morning. What time do you usually want to get to work?
I don't know, it depends. Early's fine. Some nights I stay up quite late working on things and maybe not even sleep at all, and I'll just work straight through. But not tonight. I'm just gonna go. So whenever you get here, I'll be good.
All right. I'll try not to keep you waiting.
Yeah, that's fine. I got plenty to do.
I will see you in the morning. She'll bow
He'll
respectfully and
he'll walk
take
you
her
to
leave.
the door and shut it behind you. All right, and that will wrap up our session for the night.